The new series of Space Marine Heroes is here.
Spiking bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. Today we have the brand new Space Marine Heroes Series 2 straight from the East. That's right, we got these flown in from Japan. One of our good friends sent us 2 cases, these bad boys right here. Now, unlike the Series 1 that we reviewed on here about this time last year, there is only 6 little individual blind boxes that come in here, whereas the ones last year were a little bit smaller. You got a lot more. I think there was 12 that you could actually choose from in there. And of course there was, the big sergeant kind of chase, and there is a chase one in here too. Here you can kind of see which one, well, at least the silhouette. So there's 6 different ones you could get, and then this is kind of like a chase type figure right here. So it's still, I kind of respect what G-Dub's doing here, kind of preserving the whole character $35 kind of clam pack type feel that you can't pull out of one of these. So I definitely respect that, because if everyone had a chance at a $35, then I feel like the hobby would kind of turn into a little bit of a Hero Clicks kind of pull, or like a magic card trying to get those chase figures. People would be buying cases, and it could present some production problems for Games Workshop as well, I think, too. So I feel like it's just a neat little thing that complements this set very well. Now, these are, they go for about $10 US. Now, there is, if you didn't get the Series 1, they came out in Japan, there will be a Series 1 here in the States. It will only have 9 of the 12 figures. The other 3 figures you can get in the Space Marine Adventures box. It's going to be at Barnes & Noble if it isn't already there. I think they're already there, actually. I think Haspel said he had picked it up. So each one of these, once you open it up, it's going to be kind of like a larger type deal here. I actually already opened one and kind of take a look at it. But it's going to give you a full-on sprue here. It's Terminator size. Remember, all of these guys are Terminators, including the captain that might come in here. Now, the box itself is they're pretty beefy. They're about 4 by 5 square-ish, a little bit more on the rectangle side, I guess, right there. And it's going to come with a lot of cool little accessories inside. But I think more importantly, if you're already stuck around this far in this video, there's something to note. These aren't just for Blood Angels. They're painted red, and some of them even have some teardrops and stuff painted onto them, but none of these actually have molded teardrop motifs anywhere on them, so you can use them for whatever Space Marine chapter you want. So once you, of course, these are easy to build kits right here, and they actually call it push, not push fit, but push something else, which is really interesting, and we're going to try it here. Supposedly these sprues are cut in such a way that you won't even have to clip them off, which I found pretty interesting. So here is the sprue itself. It looks like we got the Cyclone Launcher dude, Brother Ibrelius, and there's just a little like kind of collector card. No real stats or anything. Can't really talk to what any of that means right there. A little preview kind of card, like, hey, bring this in, I guess, overseas, and you get something. If anybody wants to comment what any of that says, well, hey, there it is. And right there, I believe it's Japanese. And this one is the instructions on how to put it together. So it's push off sprue, push fit, no glue needed. That's pretty easy. And there's the instructions on how it goes together. A really interesting take on the whole computer slice thing. And then, hey, you can buy the paint set too. And then there's a closer look at the models inside. Like I said, there's no blood drop motif on there. It does, now I haven't seen this guy, but it didn't look like from the previews that is actually part of this, the banner itself. Now, I haven't got that one. I kind of want to open all 3 of these just to kind of see if it is there. Maybe we'll do that at the end if I remember. But either way, I hadn't seen any blood drops on either of these guys. So it says it is, let's take a closer look at the sprue now. There's a really cool base that definitely reminds me of the ones from Warhammer Underworlds. Very cool looking. I'm definitely digging that. And then you've got all of the Crux Terminatus pad right there. Again, no blood drops anywhere on here, so you can paint this however you want. Just a bunch of veteran laurels and other things right there. So let's try to do what they say. Let's do it on something chunky that isn't gonna matter. And it does seem to be very loosely attached right there. And it looks like it comes off. I mean, there's a little bit of a burr, but not too much that it would actually prohibit you from assembling it. Okay. Now these, I don't know. I feel like that's just too close. I don't know. Maybe if you're a new person and you don't have access to a knife or something like that, but this would be very, well, let's see. I guess that's the whole point, is it goes over it, but it's not gonna 100% attach. I just can't get behind that. That offends my hobby sensibility. I am gonna have to go get some clippers and clip these off, and then we'll assemble it real quick, because it should go together. It should push fit just fine once we remove all those burrs. Now that we've gotten that taken care of, this actually looks like it will work and definitely push fit together. Now, the advantages to push fit is, I mean, there's a bunch of them really. The fact that, oh wow, this really is super, the tolerances there are incredible. Okay, that's pretty neat. I suppose I should probably put this on. But there's a lot of different reasons to do this, you know, they can expand and do more and more board games now, and also provide a lot of, I think I should have done this first. Or I should probably put it on first. But it's a great idea. They can do these one-offs, and also, yep, I should have done that first. Anyways, maybe we should have read the instructions. Always read the instructions first, folks. I feel like that's always a good thing. But it's a good idea for Games Workshop that gives them a ton of potential here to get these games to market, and maybe not have to design them quite as much, but also some potential for these little promos and other things, basically for their store. Like, if this can get folks into the hobby, then I feel like it is a good thing overall. And they still have options. There's like there's actually two different heads here too. So we'll do the normal Terminator head just because it's a normal Terminator, right? But imagine if Space Hulk had come like this, right? That would have been, how cool would that have been? That it was just easy to kind of put it all together and get it on the board. Now these, you gotta watch some of these, they're at an angle, so you want to be, so it wants these, and I'm gonna cheat and look at the pose right there. But these go together, man. I kind of, now I don't like being locked in, and definitely weigh in the comments there on how you feel about this, but I wouldn't like the poses to be kind of set, so to speak, right here. Like, I'm a firm believer in conversions and all those other things, and I would not want to have to put together my man's a certain way right here. But this seems to be pretty easy, and there's actually a little bit of range of motion right there, which is kind of neat to see. And that's an extra piece, and then this goes right into here. So very much like Shadespire. They're actually made by the same folks, I think. Max Factory, I believe it is. And there it is, super easy. And like I said, there's no little blood drop iconography on this. It's just straight, you can paint it any chapter you want, but they are in red, so you're definitely gonna want primer over it. So overall, I'm definitely digging the ease of assembly without tools, minus the fact that I actually trimmed this up with an X-Acto blade. So how do they compare to Series 1? Well, obviously it's a little apples to oranges right there, because one was Terminators, one was normal Space Marines. But overall, I think the detailing is on par. These are very similar to the design and overall kind of posability to the Warhammer Underworlds miniatures. And either way, I think they look great. And this is kind of like a little mini surprise hit on Games Workshop's part that I feel like they did just right. We talked about that earlier without the chase kind of miniature, and it still gives value, because when you're purchasing these in the American dollar amount, these are about $10. These were about $7 over across the pond, well, in Asia rather. That now they're coming to America, they're going to be a little bit more. I think the box of 9 is going to be $84. So it's right about the same pricing for each. Now, if you figure a box of 10 Space Marines is right around you know, $50, then they're a little bit more than that, but they're a little bit more posable, and each one's kind of a character in and of itself too, but not quite as detailed and not quite as rulesy as, say, some of the, you know, clan pack characters. They go for $35. So as far as the miniatures themselves, the packaging's a little bit different. We've got some new icons, easy to build and in English even, and then the symbol right here that we've seen in the past, and on the back, very similar styling as far as the boxes go. Made in the UK, distributed by Max Factory, manufactured by GW, and then they explain everything right there. So overall, I think Series 2 is definitely going to be a hit, giving any indication of Terminators just look cooler than the normal Tactical Marines, but also just the fact that these a year ago sold out, and now we have 6 more to try to pull the Captain, which I can't find. Where is he? There he is right there, the Captain miniature right there. But look for Series 1 to finally hit here in the States this November. 9 different models as opposed to the 12 that came in this set. So that's it for this one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our hobby video features.
Spiky bits.